Hello, hello. Welcome to Tupperware here in Reno, Nevada, and to all over the country. Let's make sure that we are live. Say hello. Tell me where you guys are watching from. And I'm going to share some tips with you guys. So I just want to make sure that we get it all shared on our pages here. So I'm going to tell some tips to you guys about why it's so important to use your water bottles, because so many of us already know that. And then I'm going to show you how to implement that with your cold brew maker. So I just want to make sure that I am posting here into our groups. And say hello as you guys are joining. If you're watching us later, hashtag replay. All right, so we are live. I'm going to show you guys a few different things that I have going on up here. But first, we have a pretty cool deal that's about to get started. And I want to show you the different sizes and the benefits of drinking water. How many of you guys are like me and you're like, oh, water's so boring, I want to add something to it, right? So I make cold brew or tea, and I feel like I'm getting my water in, but it is important to make sure that you're drinking your water. And what I love about our water bottles more than anything, and the important health factors of drinking water and flushing out your system, keeps you more energized, keeps us younger and youthful. And we always like that because, you know, it costs a whole lot more to go to the doctor in the future than to take care of ourselves right now. So I'm going to show you the different sizes that we have going on with this sale that's about to start here momentarily. So make sure you check with your consultant, because they probably have a post for you. This is why I sell Tupperware, because look, this is a full water bottle just fell on the floor and didn't open. So how many of you could say that, right? So I'm going to show you some quick tips, and I'm sure you're going to be jamming over to the sites to order. It's kind of like a Black Friday sale, so you're going to want to get on there right away when your consultant says ready, set, go. So really quickly, we have the sale flyer here. The very large one on here, the extra large water bottle for $15 on sale, is this huge one right here. This is, my husband takes this to work every day, fills it up 2-3 times a day. That is his water bottle, and my oldest as well. Then we have a middle one, which I don't have the size here. Then the next size that we have is the large, and this is actually the pretty pink sheer that's on there. Now remember that all of these are while supplies last, and they will also be possibly substituted for a different color. So if you have your heart set on a color, order quickly. And if you're okay with whatever, you guys, my family can tell you, I have these water bottles in like 8 million different colors. One of our consultants literally has over 100 of our water bottles because they're so useful and helpful, and I'll tell you why. Then we have the medium size here. So remember, there's one in the middle. Then we have the small that actually comes with your handle. I love this for my little dude. These are not the actual colors of these ones, but I just wanted to show you size-wise. He takes this one in his backpack every day to school because the kids can't use the water fountain and reuse. So he takes a couple of these in the 2 side pockets of his backpack, and he's good to go. Then you have the extra small one, and there's actually 2 sizes on that flyer of the extra small over here. You have this one that's shaped more like the rest, and then you have a rounded one that's a couple ounces larger. Then you have the small that you can get, and that is in whichever color that you see there. Then you have the medium for $7. So this one here is only 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the middle here is 12. This one is 15. And then there is an exclusive on here, Flamingo Medium Eco Water Bottle, 25 ounces. And it is the same size as the one that I dropped. And no, yours won't have its name on it, but it has flamingos. I've never even seen that one. Super cute, really fun idea. So why water bottles? This size here is actually the same size as the ones that you buy in the case water bottles that come in a big pack. After working in a grocery store for many years, I learned a lot of things in the grocery store. And one of those things is those plastic water bottles that we buy. If you flip them over, there's numbers on all the plastics, and they indicate what the plastic is made out of. Recycled plastic is actually super harmful for our earth and actually pollutes it more. So you're better to reduce, reuse, recycle in this way, where you're recycling that water bottle. So grab up a bunch of these, especially while they're on sale. And that way you can have a bunch filled in the fridge and grab the those out. The other thing about it is on bad plastics, when the heat has hit that plastic, it's releasing whatever toxin is in that bad plastic, formaldehydes, BPAs, whatever, which causes a lot of that cancer, breast cancer, testicular cancer, ADD, ADHD. And, you know, our kids have struggled enough in the last year or so. Would you agree that they don't need anything else added? So those are all the sizes of our water bottles. I'm going to leave this middle guy out here for two reasons. Your large one, for my wine drinkers, fits a whole bottle of wine. So if you need to take wine on the go and not stress about glass, there's that for you. This also will fill when you empty your cold brew, it will fill this whole thing up, and then you can have cold brew ready to go and take it on the go. And I'm going to show you what I did here last weekend when I was in Las Vegas. And then this size here is the medium size, and it is perfect for your cup holders in your car. I have this one next to my bed. This one's actually with me all the time. I have a few of these, and I like the way that this flip cap opens as well, and then it has the handle on there, because as a mom, you know, as a woman, sorry guys, we tend to take everything with us at the same time, do we not? Because we don't want to make multiple trips to the store, or sorry, not the store, but we don't want to make multiple trips from the car or wherever we're going. So we talk about water bottles and the use of it. It is World Water Day on Monday, May 22nd, and we really want to be out there and reduce, reuse, recycle, in the sense that we're not using excesses of plastics that are recycled, and building up trash in our landfills. You know, this world is so full of pollution already, and we want to help to not contribute to that by reusing our product. And you can do that with safe plastic. Your consultant can give you all the fun, smart tips and the 10 reasons of why we want to drink water. But a couple of things for you. With your health, it regulates your body temperature and eliminates toxins. It is kind of getting warm finally over here. And I'm like, shoot, it's hot. How nice would it be to have ice cold water? You don't have to worry about spilling all over the place. Saves you space for using and storing disposable water bottles, that you're not wasting all of that. It can save you up to $1,000 per year when you're drinking the recommended 8 glasses of water a day, filled up with tap water, or if you have a filter that you'd rather use. A lot of refrigerators have the filter in there, and then you can just fill it up that way. And then it helps prevent billions of disposable water bottles that are not recycled from ending up in the landfills and taking an estimated 1,000 years to biodegrade. And a lot of people don't realize that not a lot of plastic is recyclable. You get it into your recycle bin and you take it down, and they don't end up recycling it, and it just goes into the landfill anyway. So by using reusable water bottles, you're helping the earth in so many ways. And we have now partnered with the national parks, starting very soon in the Grand Canyon and several other parks around our nation and in Canada, to partner and have water stations. So you're going to want to have your Tupperware water bottle. So don't miss that deal today. So what can you do with water if you're not a water drinker? We are also partners with Tirani Syrups. You can see I have a bunch here behind me and some other fun things. I have a coffee booth set up here. I have a coffee booth set up at home. Maybe you're not a coffee drinker. Another option is using it for your tea. So I'm going to show you how to grind your own grounds. But first, let's show you a couple different things that I have going on. I have our cold brew maker, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 at home, 3 or 4 here, probably more here, because I use them for everything. I like black tea. I have green tea. I can actually get out that one for you guys too, so you can see the difference. And these ones you can do with a loose leaf tea, or you can use it with a bag tea, whatever your preference is and whatever's less expensive to you. You can add different flavors to them, make it really fun if you have a fun tea shop in town, versus going to the coffee and tea shops. And you guys, I'm a coffee shop fanatic, but you can save so much more money and the sugars that you're keeping out of your body, because they put so much sugar in that stuff to make it yummy, that you can keep out of your body and be stronger, fresher for longer. So we have a new one I'm going to show you how to make it with. We have the cold brew that I already started last night. You can see it's already drained off a little bit. And I'm going to move some things out of the way here. And I'm going to show you what I did, because my husband is not a super great big fan of me going to Starbucks a lot and other coffee shops. So he would rather I make it myself, because it saves money, right? So much for the sugars. That makes them happy too. So what I did is I took some of our insulated bottles that are exclusive now, but you never know when something's going to come out. And I filled these with cold brew. This one actually still has a little bit left in here. And I filled this one last night with some from at home, but it keeps them cold forever. This is still cold. And your cold brew lasts up to 2 weeks. So I can have it nice and cold and chilled in the fridge. We drove to Vegas, which for us is about an 8-hour drive without stopping or with stopping. And then I can pour that in. And a lot of times I will take my insulated tumbler, fill it with ice. And then my buddy taught me a trick that I use a protein shake. And then I take a little bit of cold brew, stick it in here, and it gives me a nice little pickup in the afternoon when I'm working on, you know, eating healthier and all those things. Today, what I'm going to show you with the cold brew that I have here. So that has drained off. What you're going to do with this once it drains off is set that on the cap there, and then you can use that. I'll just pour this right in here. And then if you want a nice little refreshing something, I just have a tendency, oh, this one's not open, to put a little bit of a creamer in there, maybe some Torani syrup. You can use half and half to be more keto and I believe paleo friendly. Forgive me, friends, that if I don't have that correct. I'm not great about following all those plans. And then you can, that way you'd have way more control over it. I'm not adding a bunch of sugar. Matter of fact, these creamers are sugar-free, but it still gives it that fun coffee shop appearance. And then whatever tumbler you choose from us, because I also have this one I'm going to share with you, you make sure that you grab up our straws. And our straws are also eco-friendly. And I can just put that right in there because it's a tall tumbler. With the short tumbler, you can take the extender off. So we have the little extender. It comes in this really cool pouch, and I can make it long or short depending on my tumbler. And then I have that refreshing drink always ready to go. Now, if I want to take it on the go, I have my straws that are plastic, not paper, so they're not down soaking in the bottom of the cup. And then to clean them, it comes with a nice little cleaner also that stays in there, and you have your little pouch on the go. I highly recommend those. The other thing that I will do, I'll just use the black tea here. I use our eco-friendly tumblers, and this is a new way of recycling without polluting the earth. These slide right off, so whichever one you have, these same thing. I have them in so many colors. Whatever Tupperwares come out with, I think I have them all. And then I just kind of fill that up to my preference, and then I take our, I have raw sugar here. I love these because they have a spoon right on the top, so I can put my raw sugar there, so it's not a ton. Actually didn't even use the whole thing. I can pop a couple squirts of the syrup in there, and you can get so creative with your flavors. You ever been to a coffee shop and you want a certain flavor and they don't have it for you? So then I just have that, and I can snap that on, and then it's ready to go. And I can close that up to make it more protective if I'm taking on the go, and it fits right in my cup holder. This sleeve here prevents from the condensation that's going to be created when it's super cold and it's hot outside, or when it's nice and warm in here. This actually fits under my Keurig, so if I want to use that Keurig this way, I can use that as well. So lastly, I'm going to show you guys how to actually make the cold brew. When you're done with your drippings here, I'm going to just set that aside because I don't want to make a mess. You want to set that, put them outside in your garden, because that cold brew actually helps when you've drained it off with your plants and whatnot outside. So if you don't have a green thumb like myself, definitely don't have a green thumb, then I can do that. So make sure you guys are getting logged on so you can get a great deal. And I'm going to keep going here. We have the grinder, and I store everything right in my rectangle 4 because then I know where everything is. I don't have to go searching for it. I'm going to put this together. The cones come with a little plastic sleeve. I keep those on there to keep it protective. I want a coarse ground, so I'm going to use that larger grain there and keep this separated. And then what I'm going to do is show you guys how I make coffee grounds in here. So you're going to connect that to your countertop. I'm going to grab my handle. Good thing I have a big counter back here. I'm going to grab my handle, grab my cone, It inserts right there. And then what you would do is take your coffee grounds and stick them right on inside of there. And you can grind that right up, either put it directly into your canister or wherever you store your coffee. So I'll get going with that. Then you can make your own syrups if you want to, or if you like to have really fun drinks, maybe put your sweetened condensed milk and caramel sauces or chocolate sauces in our squeezy bottles, and those just flip open. So you hit that tab and it will squeeze right out. This is also great to put next to the sink for your soap, and you have that ready to go. So because this is higher than this here, I'm gonna grind it into one of our measuring pitchers. So I'm gonna pull that out for you guys. If you're just joining us, say hello, tell us where you're watching from. I have all the colors. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna move my cutting board. I always have a cutting board out because I just feel like it gives me a space to get creative. Oh, my coffee is not up here. So we would take coffee and grind that right into here, and then we're gonna pour that right in there. So come back, join us, and go have a good time with your sale.